15th, 1942. Dearest darling, I received your letter this afternoon with much anxiety, for I had looked for it all yesterday, and I thought at first one of the fellows in the office might be playing a trick on me, and had hid your letter. But when we got off last night and they didn't give it to me, I knew then that it didn't come. I must admit that it did make me feel somewhat blue, but now that it came today, I feel fine again. The day passed right along fast after the mail came, for I had your letter then, and that showed that I was thought of. It seemed as if you were right there with me while I was reading it. I wish it could be true, and if only dreams could come true, I would really be a happy man. Gee, but I wish you could have been here with us over the weekend. My mother came down, and Jack and I really showed her around. That was the first time she had ever seen the ocean, and was she surprised to see that it is as large as it is. I know that sounds funny to you, for you have probably seen it. I got a big laugh out of her on it. She was really thrilled, though. I took her on the Ferris wheel with me, and it was real high up in the air. It is beautiful scenery. She wanted to ride on the roller coaster, but I wouldn't let her, for she has heart trouble, and I was afraid for her to try that. I hope you won't think I was mean, though. I don't think you will if you have ever ridden on one. I rode on the one in Long Beach, California, one night 12 times before I got off. I like to ride on them. Do you? If you and Evelyn get to come down here this summer, we will ride them together if you like them. They are lots of fun. Here is a little cartoon that I thought right cute. It is similar to the one you sent me. How do you like it? Sister is still doing fine, and the baby also. Mama says Dick is the funniest thing talking to the baby. I can just see him doing and carrying on some of his foolishness, for he is full of it. That makes me Uncle Jimmy twice, as my sister Louise, the one that is a little younger than I, has one, but it is her stepchild. She married its father when she was only 6 months old, as its mother died at its birth. It is a girl, now nearly 3 years old, and she's cute. They say she had a fit about the baby, for she wanted to take it home with them so she could play with it. You say that I would have liked it better if it had been mine, or as you say, Daddy Jimmy instead of Uncle Jimmy. That is right too, for I think that is one of the greatest happiness that can come into a home. I cannot think of anything that I would want more than a home of my own with a sweet wife and 1 or 2 little tots, and of course be able to care for them like they should be. That is one thing I can't understand, why a man or woman that have them can do like they do, for right there in their own home they have everything it is to bring happiness, yet they fail to see it. They go out drinking and running around as if they are looking for happiness when they just walked away from it at their own home. Funny world, isn't it? Oh well, I guess it is best that everybody don't look at things like I do, but I can't see it that way. Can you? I think you were right about what you said about marriage. I believe that if everybody looked at it from that viewpoint, divorce lawyers and judges would have to find some other kind of work. Some people don't look at it like it is for a lifetime. I think as the years go by, the love should grow more, and that it should never come to a climax. But there are so many that the love reaches its highest within 2 or 3 years, or maybe not that long. I sometimes wonder if that was love. I don't believe real love ever dies. So you were a daddy's pet? Ha. You know what they say about pets, don't you? That they are spoiled? Ha ha. But I don't believe you are, for somehow that always a child's disposition to spoil him or her. And from your pictures, letters, and what Evelyn has said about you, I hardly think you are, for I believe you have a fine disposition. So, hope so, for they are such a nice asset. I'm glad to hear that you did not take that job in Little Rock, for that would have meant, more than likely, that our chances of seeing each other within the next year or two would have been very slim, and that would be too long for me. Darling, you said that you were afraid that if anything ever happened, that I would never get my picture back. Well, let us not let anything happen. I realize that might be saying a lot, but we can if you would like to. I know we've never met each other, and there's so much you can tell about a person when you meet him. But I don't think either of us has such a bad trait that should cause us to cease being an inspiration to each other. That is, if I am that to you, which I hope. I sometimes wonder how each of us will react when that day comes when we do have the chance of meeting. I believe I know what my reaction will be, and I don't think I am going to be disappointed. Hope not. Have you ever thought of that? Well, as the news is short, I will say cheerio. Lots of love, Jimmy. June 9th, 1942. Dear Jimmy, you make me feel very wicked and little, since you made such an effort for me to get your letter on Monday with a perfect excuse for failure, while mine will not probably reach you until Tuesday. Forgive me this time, and I'll promise that you'll always get your letter when you expect them. I know you think that's, quote unquote, just like a woman. Ha. Gee, I am so glad that your mother came down. She must have enjoyed the trip, and besides seeing and talking with you, must have made her very happy. You are very fortunate that she is physically able to travel, because my mother can go only a few miles before she is ill. Her head gives her fits. That's the reason she never comes to Birmingham. That makes me enjoy going home more, and probably makes us closer since I'm the baby too. I'm glad that your mother liked my pictures. I only hope she won't be deceived in my appearance and personality when we two meet. However, that isn't half so important as your impression, or is it? I know I will love her because, well, just look at the son she has. No fooling. I bet she is a lovely person. At any rate, no matter what anyone says about that picture of me, I'm never conceited about it, even though I do appreciate them immensely. I'll bet you don't show her the letter that came with the picture, or did you? Well, see, now I want to know. I need to go look back and see what was in that letter. I came to work a bit early last night and went up to the operating room and saw the new fixtures they have. Everything seems to be perfect and spotless. The light over the operating table was ideal. Mirrors surrounded the oval-shaped light contained in it, directing all light on one particular place, if being regulated for any suitable position or place. The light was so strong that any small particle could be detected. It seems marvelous for things like that to be available. Every room up there seemed ideal for the doctors. The interns on call even have a room called the doctor's room in which they sleep in case of an emergency. They are right there. I also visited the nursery on my way down. They had 10 babies and all were quiet then, but they started later. The girls gave me a souvenir, a book on, quote, your baby. It was not all new to me because I cared for my brother's baby and also a cousin's baby when they were ill. I had been under the doctor's care most of the summer, but he let me do that because there wasn't a nurse available. Of course, it was under his instructions. It's all right until they take a notion to cry about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. Ha. Well, dear, I must go because I've lots to do yet. I just had to do this first, though. I hope you don't miss your mother too much. Love, Pat.
We're living in that vintage street.